Hi, Gina here, your Midwest gardener, talking today about roses. Roses are a wonderful addition to a garden. Of course, they're vibrant, they're very full and colorful. And one thing that they're so well known for and that it's so important to have roses for is their scent. They can create such an aroma and it disperses through your entire garden. It's just stunning. Roses are a wonderful addition. And in this case, this rose has created a vertical garden for us. This climber, as you can see, will take some tending to. What we're gonna try to do here is train this climber onto a trellis. We tried to train it into the railing and it got a little away from us. So now we're gonna prune it back. We're gonna bring it down a little. I'm gonna show you how to do some pruning techniques, and then I'm gonna show you how to put a trellis in, and then we're gonna show you how to run your climber through a trellis so you can create almost an arbor situation, almost a walkthrough. So let's get ready to do some pruning. A tip for you guys, whenever you're working with roses, make sure you have leather gloves. These are short ones. I suggest for new pruners, for new rose growers, you might want to consider getting a 3/4 length. If you take a look at these prickles, they're quite extraordinary, and we want everyone to stay safe and healthy. And I've got a good pair here of bypass pruners to use. So let's get started and get some pruning done, all right? So as you can see here, we have several branches that are really making their way into the walkway, and immediately we know they need to go. In most cases, even if they were flowering, we would pull these down because they're just too aggressive. So right now we're going to work with this guy. If our trellis was already installed, we could try to train these guys in. Since we're going to install the trellis today, this would just be way too complicated to work around all of these branches. So generally for pruning, you decide where you want the new branch to grow. So I'm going to prune back to here, and that's going to eliminate this branch completely. If I wanted this branch to continue upward, I would prune to here. And then this point here would be the note for the plant to start growing this way. But since we've got a pretty hefty stalk here and this guy's sort of a random guy appearing out of nowhere, we're gonna pull him down completely. So I'm gonna give this guy a nice cut right here. And then again, prickles are a bear, so when you're disposing of your rose clippings, you want to make sure you have them all in one place and dispose of them as a group so that they're not mixed in with your compost or your other waste where someone could get hurt, okay? So we're just going to place that down here. Another method by which you judge whether a stalk or a stem needs to be pruned is its thickness. This one is less than the size of about a pencil, so it's pulling energy from the rest of the plant, and unless you really want this stalk to go this way, we're gonna pull this one back. Now, me, I'm a little short, so I'm just gonna reach up to a good reachable place, and we're gonna prune this just above the leaf node, where the leaf meets the stem. So now that guy has the potential to become a nice runner if we let him go. So again, we're gonna dispose of this properly. And then we're going to decide where our trellis is going to go. We're going to try to tuck the trellis right in here. And I think we're going to leave this guy and see if we can't have him be over the trellis and create our arbor. Great. Let's see how we're going to install those trellis pieces next. So here we have the trellises that our friend Jay, our orange apron over at Home Depot, helped us find. So again, I mentioned that this is simply a fix right now because we're trying to create an arbor situation. This is a nice, easy, light trellis. It has sort of a curved shape to it to tuck things back. We're going to install a second one on the other side to create almost an hourglass, a very welcoming walkway to come through to sort of protect everyone from the ravages of the rose thorns. Again, very, very easy installation on these. You just line them up where you want them and you give them a nice little push. If the soil is a little hard, you can give it some water. And in some cases, if you feel more comfortable, you can tack this up, give it a little hook here and a little hook here. Very easy. Let's see how stable this guy is and if we're going to need to put some water on the floor. For now, he looks good. So that's our one trellis. I'm going to grab the other one right now. This is our second trellis here. We're going to put it across right here in our view. Measure it up, line it up nicely, and as you can see, we've tucked it around our little juniper guy right there. We're going to tuck him in here, make sure he's stable in the ground. Good thing this ground is wet. Tuck him in there a little further. This guy, although not up against a railing, you could also stake him down. Just a little twine or a little rope pulled down to the corners, nice and easy. I'm gonna give it a little push down here. All right, there, that's pretty stable. So now, our next step that our trellis is up is to run our rose bush up and around so that it hugs the trellis and not all your guests as they're walking underneath it. So we're gonna take this nice big one here. To give this some height, we're gonna insist that this guy start here and go to about there. That way, he's out of our way now. And then in the spring of next year, what we'll do is we'll bring this entire rose bush down. We'll prune it way back because it's gotten a little out of control. We'll pick 2 or 3 nice hardy stalks at the bottom, promote those in this direction, and then as they grow through the summer, we will train it on this trellis and over. And then by the summer of next year, our rose bush will be not so much attacking our home, but running very politely over this lovely arbor here. Now, if you do have friends that are taller than 7 feet, they're gonna have to duck, but this should be a good enough height for the average population. I'm only 5'4", so it works great for me. But we just installed this wonderful vertical garden here in about 20 minutes. Now that we've got our trellis installed and we've talked about pruning and lining up our garden, we want to make sure that we feed the rose plant properly. This plant was actually transplanted from another area. Miracle-Gro has a wonderful rose soil that you'd want to use for those kinds of transplants. For this plant, it's already established. We use the Miracle-Gro rose food in the regular feeder, again, water soluble. This you can use on rose leaves and it will immediately feed. Generally, you want to water roses at the base into the soil. This has created for us a really exceptional vertical garden. Another tip, you might add some vining plants at the bottom like a morning glory or a moonflower, and those will vine right up for you and bloom throughout the summer also. Visit us at Gardenieres.com. Again, Gina here in the Midwest talking about roses, which are an exceptional addition, and in this case, a wonderful vertical garden too. So we'll see you all summer long at Gardenieres.com.